What's up, Ranger fans? PR Mayhem back with a brand new video, and today I'll be reviewing Hasbro's Zeo Megazord from Power Rangers Zeo. Now, since back in the day when Bandai announced they were releasing a legacy line of Megazords, I had always hoped they would eventually get round to releasing the Zeo Megazord, because it is easily one of my favourite Megazords of all time, easily in my top 3. And when Hasbro announced that they were releasing one, I was over the moon. Now, this is a highly posable one. Basically, that means that it's one piece. It does not come apart. It's not like the old deluxe ones or even like the legacy ones where you can take them apart. It's all one piece. But personally, I prefer this because I'd never actually display them individually. So here you see some of the poses that it can produce. The difference between this and like something like the original Dino Megazord legacy release is that like that one I might take apart and put into Dragonzord battle mode kind of thing, whereas this one would always remain in this form. Just on the back of the box here, you've got one of the poses you can produce, and there you've got a little rundown and a little explanation between the 5 helmets that you can actually pose with it, and I'll get into that as well. Just here on the other side of the box, you've got the Warrior mode helmet that came with the Red Phoenix Zord. Then you've got Zeo Ranger 1 helmet, Cannon mode, Zeo Ranger 4, which is the Gravity mode or Bull mode, Taurus the Bull, Zeo Ranger 3, which is the Pyramid Power from Rocky's Sphinx, and then you've got Zeo Ranger 2, which is the Thrusters. Really nice artwork on this box. Now let's get into the actual figure itself. And here is the figure now. First thing you'll notice right off the bat is the wings. In the TV show, it never looked like this. These wings were not here. They were tucked in behind the Megazord. So for the purpose of this video, I will be having the review like this. No wings, just because it looks more screen accurate. Yes, typically you can see the wings tucked in behind the back of the Megazord, but the wings don't actually fold down, so I'm going to keep it like this. So here you've got the helmet, really nice paintwork on this. So you've got bright red along with the gold. Unfortunately, the gold painted on top of the red gives it more of a brownish look. It doesn't pop nicely like the gold here, which is either on white or on black. So you've got the head of the Sphinx. As you go down, you've got the head of the Taurus. Now, this one actually does come off. It isn't used as the helmet. This is actually used as a separate piece, which of course on the show, you'd have the helmet on and you'd have the bull still be attached to his waistline. And then you've got the Zeozord 1, Zeozord 2 legs. The stances on this are a little bit tricky because the joints at the bottom of the legs aren't the sturdiest, so it is quite difficult to get them to stand up straight and linear. There you've got the shoulder pads, very reminiscent of the Green Ranger shield from Mighty Morphin now that I think about it. And you've got the arms there, you see some of the joints that it's got. And there you've got the hand itself, which holds the Zeo Power Sword. One of my issues with this is the fact that they don't have interchangeable hands. They've only got these two. So he can only hold the sword with one hand, and his left hand remains constantly open. Now, it does lead to some amazing poses. However, it would be nice to have some interchangeable hands, just like the Lightning Collection Rangers as well. Overall, this thing looks absolutely amazing. It looks fantastic on display. I'm really happy they released it, and I'm really happy that I've managed to pick it up. The head's on a swivel. In fact, what I'm going to do now, just before I continue, I'm going to show you the back of the figure. Not that anyone ever poses with the figure facing the wall. So there's the back of the figure. Nothing going on now. Typically, the wings of the Phoenix Zord would be on the back, but because they've been removed as they don't actually close, it looks pretty basic, nothing going on. Here you see the Phoenix I was talking about. Very nice detailing on this actually. Only downside is because it's all one singular piece, there's no joint in it or anything else. It can't tuck behind the Megazord. Now I'm going to get into the joints themselves, which gives you an idea of the kind of posability for the figure. So you start off, the head is on a swivel, so you can't actually put the head up or down. The shoulders move, the shoulders of the actual arm itself can go backwards and forwards, sideways. You've got a nice elbow joint there, and then you've got sort of a bicep joint which you can turn it outwards, which is quite nice. You can do a couple more poses with the arms. And there you've got again the hand. Again, a little bit annoying that you can't have it closed. It's all one single piece. The fingers don't even move. but it is what it is. It does lead some epic posing. Then you've got the legs. So you've got the main joint, which is by the hip, so the legs can go forward, they can go backwards. If you see just below the hip, it's got a little joint here, which you can twist side to side. Lift that up, and then you've got the knee joint there as well. So you can sort of arch it into almost a range of fighting pose, which is quite cool, because back in the day with the old Megazords and even some of the like Thunder Megazord, Legacy line and stuff, the legs didn't have much maneuverability to the point where you could pose them nicely. They'd sort of tip over and stuff, which is a shame. This one, a couple more joints in the knees and the legs, which gives you a little bit more posability. And then you've got these, I guess, feet, you'd call them, are on joint. It's a shame these aren't on more of a ball joint. They can move backwards and forwards, but they can't move side to side, which is a shame, because this thing does suffer a little bit when it comes to standing it up. Here you've got an under torso ball point, so the joint just under here, you can actually move forwards, backwards, sideways. The area below it, the blue area below it, just above Taurus the Bull, doesn't actually twist, which is a bit of a shame, but it doesn't take too much away from the figure in general. Now I'm going to get into the helmets that came with the figure. So I'm going to give each of them a breakdown. So you've got the Zyuranger 1 power helmet here, which has the cannon at the top. Zyuranger 2, which has the thrusters either side. Looks quite nice, although the eyes are a little bit weird. Zyuranger 3, which is the pyramid power, which I think actually suits this Megazord the best outside of the 5th one. Then you've got the Green Ranger Zyuranger 4 power helmet, and then you've got Zyuranger 5, which is the warrior mode. Now, interestingly, unlike the original release of this back in the 90s, there are no clips or anything on these. These are all very rubbery, as is the head itself. So they sort of just contort and bend and slide onto the helmet. There's very nice detailing on them. The paintwork is really, really nice. The yellow one here, like I mentioned, the eyes are a little bit weird to me, but overall the detailing is really good. Really nice paintwork, very clean in most areas. There's one spot that I've seen on the leg, which is a little bit blotchy, but outside of that, no issues. Here you've got the Zyuranger 3 helmet, the gold helmet, which looks really, really nice. It's a really nice shade of gold. I really hope the camera's picking it up here. Some nice detailing on the front there with the blue, and there on the back. Then you've got Zyuranger 4 power helmet, so you've got Taurus the Bull. Unlike the one on the Megazord itself, this one isn't painted, which I find very weird. So there you've got the red eyes, the black streak and the gold. This one has nothing. I think that's a little bit lazy. However, how often are you going to look at the very top of the helmet? Because when that's on, it's actually looking at the top of the Megazord helmet. And then you've got warrior mode, like I mentioned earlier. The gold's a little bit brown on this. There you see the durability of the rubber. So here you see it with Zeo Megazord Helmet 1. Not bad, but the pink is kind of random. Zeo Megazord Helmet 2. Again, those eyes, just something off about them for me personally. Zeo Megazord Helmet 3. This one fits the best outside the red one, just because it fits in with a gold motif along with the blue. Zeo Megazord Helmet 3. Looks good overall, but the green just sort of sticks out. And then you've got Zeo Megazord Helmet 5, fits the best outside of the blue one. I think this one helps add more to the depth of the colour, just because outside of the helmet there isn't much red on this, and red is always a very focal point of the Megazord colour scheme. Now you've got the Megazord in one of its poses. Now, this pose I've actually made myself. I haven't taken it from the box art, mainly because it, well, I tried recreating some of the ones on the box, but this guy just wouldn't stand up. What they don't tell you is that on the box art, his feet aren't flat on the floor. So just so you see here, one of his feet is planted correctly, but his other one is sticking up a little bit. And essentially when you've got one of these things, you don't want it to be wobbling around or have any chance of it falling over. So these ones here, they look great, but if you look, one's planted and one's way up in the air. I'd imagine that would not stay in place for very long. Again here, very cool pose, but I think the legs would potentially either give way, or if it was in any way off balance, it would tumble. So I've gone with this one where you've got pretty much two planted solid feet. And in this respect, you've got the Zeo Megazord Saber, which looks really, really nice with some great detail here. and just give you a quick slide up. Again, beautiful paint job by Hasbro here. Their paint job on this is far better than some of the ones I've seen on some of the Lightning figures, I tell you. So here we've got the hand open, sword back. It looks really, really nice. Hope you enjoyed the review, guys. My next one should be the Lightning edition of Hasbro's Dragon Dagger. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you as always next time.